While nature's bounty is rich, humans have been cursed with the unique ability to disrupt its careful balance by taking more than our fair share. And that ultimately, the only thing that can hold us back is an awareness of nature's interconnectedness, a recognition that we do need to leave some for the honey badger. As David Attenborough concludes, the planet's stability has wavered, just as its biodiversity has declined. The two things are bound together. To restore stability on our planet, we must restore its biodiversity. And with that comes subtle recognition, more than 60 years on from Operation Rhino, that Makubu Ntombela's ancient wisdom and Ian Player's instinct to bring it to the world was, with considerable irony, a concoction which saw these two men acting well ahead of their time. The power of two connected lives of great adventure lived out in service of a noble cause.
It's always so important to learn from our past in order to carve the way for the future, whether it's in innovation and different kinds of innovation.
It was the big movement of the internet. Data got digitized. And why is that key to the progress of artificial intelligence? It's because the more data we have, the better we can train these models, and the more accurate they can become. If I had to read every day for 24 hours until I die, from the moment I'm born, I would consume about 8 million words, give or take. These models, text-based models, could, in a month of training, consume 8 trillion words.
One of the benefits of AI is that it can really consume a lot of data. It also retains a lot more data than we can. But there's also a limitation. AI is at the level where it has data and it can, better than what we can do, retain data and give it to us in a usable format. But we then need to do something with that set of data.
Market that hasn't been doing well for quite some time. Okay, COVID had a bit of, in the rental and residential market had a brief dip, and then with lower interest rates after COVID, it recovered quite nicely. But those are the short-term cycles that come and go. Reality is, capital growth in property has been poor. It hasn't been generally keeping up with broader inflation. So in real terms, it's been declining. Net operating incomes in real terms, if you
wonders why have they been so topical? And when you look around, because AI has been there even before the advent of ChatGPT, what leaders and organizations are looking at is how do we navigate the current reality and prepare ourselves for the future. The reality I'm talking about is influenced by, for example, geopolitical issues, and John touched some of it. We do have a ripple effect of some of the issues we're seeing. Today there's a war between Ukraine and Russia, and these geopolitical issues are determining who we do business with. We have to deal with policies and sanctions on how we relate to other organizations.
With the change in the markets, FNB is continuously trying to understand what are the challenges that the change in the market brings. Whether it be compliance, whether it be regulation, whether it just be the management and the scalability of the business. We are trying to focus on this property management industry to identify what are these challenges and how can we help, one, with the current technology that we have or solutions that we have to offer, but two is how do we then leverage in the future of what's coming to make sure that we're providing the value to the property management industry. So with With solutions that we have, such as Tripum, our third-party investment management platform, it's a digital platform that we want to be able to utilize.
Managing agents, trustees, owners, or tenants, there are always going to be a few bad apples in the group. There are managing agents who have misused their power, just as there are owners who have acted incredibly badly towards managing agents. But by and large, most managing agents and most owners are well-intentioned and doing their best within the challenges of community living. I'm sure all of you fall into this category that are here today. So while today's topic is specifically about the powers and rights of managing agents, that certainly doesn't mean that I'm ignoring or downplaying the rights of owners. I'm a legal professional and I regularly work with both sides. I've seen the good and the bad of managing agents and owners.
Jennifer Hart on this was educating yourself and yourselves about the schemes you're dealing with, that you're managing. You may not only be managing the sectional title scheme within a homeowners association, you may be managing the homeowners association itself. You could be managing both. And it's really important to understand how they're set up in order to be able to demystify the whole relationship, and also to make sure that you don't perpetuate any misunderstandings or misconceptions about the rights and responsibilities and the role of the HOA and the scheme or schemes within an HOA.
As of the 13th of August 2024, according to statistics, you've got women in the sectional title market who own units. The number of women is now more than men. So the number is 38% of women own in the sectional title property market, 22% co-own, and 29% of men own. So I think that's actually worth a round of applause.
They had taken the fire door out and replaced the fire door with an arch. Now that might sound very nice and pretty, and it might be fine, I don't know. Dave is the person that would answer the question as to whether that's fine, legally, because they're not parking a car, so maybe they don't need a fire door there. But the problem you have is something that's called the increased communication. So the insurance company are actually insuring something that looked like this, and that was its use. And now if the fire spreads between the house and that, they might not be happy, because the fire wouldn't have spread if it was a garage and if there was a fire door there. That's a minor point, and we would obviously argue that because, was it material, blah, blah, blah.
They did get prior approval. This thing about prior approval, it is perhaps an historical issue or legacy issue. And somewhere down the line in the past, there had been some approval of some kind or the other. And it's often difficult for the current trustees and the scheme to dig up all of that and to either, give assurances that that was done in the proper way or not. So I think record keeping and decisions of your decisions and scheme governance and management is important in that regard. So those, trustees and managing agents who come on board, try and get a feel of, what the historical issues are. We always say that, it is these historical issues that often plague the schemes, and it results in decisions, confusions, uncertainty with those living in the sector and in the schemes.
The question of extensions. There was a time in history that was very small, where the president said, okay, nobody's going out anymore, everybody's locked in their properties. That was about 10 years ago. Okay, who remembers that? It seems like a distant memory, but it was just the other day. So what I picked up in COVID as an attorney, because you're sitting at home for an extended period of time, you started to get frustrated with your property. Through that period, we saw a lot of renovations. The bigger schemes, we saw the more compliance, but the smaller schemes, the family-orientated schemes where we have an AGM around the bride, those schemes were very problematic when it came to the compliance with extensions. I've seen in the industry the trustees' special resolution where they actually approve extensions, the trustees. So I just want to ask a question. The quorum for a trustees meeting to pass a trustees special resolution, what is that quorum?
No, not necessarily. In other words, the easy answer to that one is any internal alteration requires a plan if it is of a structural nature. If you are going to change and remove walls, especially on high-rise buildings or medium-rise buildings, single story, not so dramatically, but any form of high-rise building, the guy at the top says, no, he's taking the wall away, it's no problem. The guy at the bottom says he's taking the wall away. And little do they realize that one wall often relies on another wall above it for its structural integrity. And therefore, the engineer needs to certify that that situation is provable in terms of structural elements. So yes, the answer is most things. If you want to move a door from here to there, that was unlikely not a problem.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like